Hello, everybody. It's Max with Crypto Talk now. Since roughly about 2 months ago, we have covered the likes of Chiliz. If you're not familiar with Chiliz, you have noticed that within the last week or so, it has had some really nice price action on the upside, to say the least. But without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into what Chiliz is all about. So, before we get into that, let's take a look at CoinMarketCap. Now, in regards to this, I originally put out a price alert as well as mentioned a few times on our live show what Chiliz is all about and why I felt as though at 9.5 to 10 cents, Chiliz was an absolute buy that would easily get you a 2x. Again, it's not financial advice, but we do try to share some of these things in regards to good picks, to say the least. So you may be wondering, well, what is Chiliz all about? Well, for one, Chiliz should be looked upon as the unofficial ESPN of crypto. What exactly I mean by that? Well, we'll get into it in a bit. If anything, recognize this. During the time that we mentioned it on the live show about Chiliz, it was sitting at about roughly 9.5, like I said, to 10 cents. We were telling people that, this is one that could easily 2x. And if anything, long before the World Cup, you may want to take a deeper look into it. So, for instance, here you see it. It's close to about 24 cents. The volume and all that is down, but that is nothing to bat an eye at. One key thing I want to point out here is even back in April of 2021, this was sitting at about roughly 77 cents. Now, again, we saw two all-time highs for various different crypto projects. For instance, May of 2021, Shiba Inu. And of course, in the fall of 2021, again, new all-times for the likes of Shiba Inu. We saw Kronos. Heck, we even saw the likes of Saitama during the fall, right? And other various ones, Gala. I could go on, right? But the point was that was a bull market that we were basically in at those times. Now, one thing I want to point out in regards to Chiliz is you have quite a few different teams for what? Soccer on the international front that is basically been tokenized in the form of CHZ. Without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into exactly what I'm talking about with that. Now, this won't be a full review by any means. By all means, we want you to do more of your own research, but I'm going to get to the quick gist of what has been happening as of lately in regards to Chiliz. And a lot of you guys, of course, have already seen this on the live show, but for those who haven't, I'm going to go into a little bit more detailed analysis in that regard. So this was posted about 15 hours ago. Of course, it was retweeted. And I get it, Wirex does have their own cryptocurrency, but it's a very good write-up, to say the least. It states, straight from the Twitter of, or Chiliz's Twitter, I should say, sorry. It mentions, we got an exclusive Q&A with the world's leading blockchain provider for sports and entertainment. That's why I make the ESPN reference. At Chiliz, who are currently working with PSG English, at Juvent, TUS, FCEN, and Arsenal, to name a few. It says, read on Chiliz fans. We're going to pull this up. And just like it mentions before I pull it up, check out our latest Q&A to learn how Chiliz is bringing sport and media into the crypto and metaverse spheres. Now, before I bring this up, I just want to state this. I outlined in the past how I personally felt that Chiliz is going to be one that really will stand out for 2022, especially like during this bear market, and especially if we can get out of this crypto winter into a bull market. The reason why I personally feel this way is just like this. Yes, a lot of us live in the United States. Some of you guys watch from, internationally speaking. But for those that live with us, live in the United States, let's face it, soccer is not the most popular sport here, but it is the world's most popular sport. So Chiliz really stands out from a world perspective, right? On top of that, when we go over here, it's going to list some of these things. It's going to start to make more sense. So if you are from the United States and you were watching, for instance, the likes of NBA basketball, you will have known that Crypto.com, of course, bought out, the Staples Center. Um, I should say bottom out the licensing rights, right? They changed the name of the Staples Center. That went into effect last Christmas of 2021. I believe Crypto.com paid something like $700 million, if I'm not mistaken, to get the licensing rights to name it from Staples Center to Crypto.com Arena. A lot of you guys already know this, but the point is that that was a big deal for Crypto.com, and as a result, we saw lots of marketing even before then, right? You saw the Philadelphia 76ers, literally, a patch that's on their uniform. With Chiliz, on the other hand, I kind of look at it from that Crypto.com approach of as far as the marketing, but even on a bigger, gigantic scale. And what I mean by that is everything that Chiliz has going on as far as the tokenization of these various teams that are connected to what is referred to on the national front as football, right? AKA soccer. But check this out. 3 fast facts on Chiliz. Chiliz is the creator of fan tokens, as well as sports and entertainment fan engagement application, Socios.com. By the way, check that out, Socios.com. That is their social media for basically Chiliz. Currently, Chiliz has partnered with over 150 sports IPs across 10 sports verticals. Number 3, Chiliz is building its own Ethereum-compatible Layer 1 blockchain, aka Chiliz Chain 2.0. Now, of course, we saw a lot of price action on the upside that reflected on some of it, let's face it, buy the rumor, right? In this case, sell the news. I know, it's an overused statement, but it is true. Sometimes it works in the favor of what? Investors. As we go a little bit more further into this, listen to some of the key outlines. So it says, we hope sports fans are here now because we're back with exclusive insights from the Chiliz team. The innovative utility token is designed for the sports industry, allowing fans to buy tokenized shares of influence in their favorite teams. Key takeaway here, think about what it says. The innovative utility token. Yeah, that's right. Chiliz is a utility token. On top of that, the other key takeaway, tokenized shares of influence of their favorite sports team. Guys, if you ever followed me back, way back before he joined up with Larry at Crypto Talk Now, on Maximus Crypto, I mentioned specifically that you're going to hear things about this particular term, MATs, Mass Adoption Token. What does that basically mean? The tokenization of anything and everything. Here's the perfect example. An innovative utility token. That is basically what? Allowing fans to buy tokenized shares of influence in their favorite teams. What favorite teams? You had the likes of FC Barcelona, Real Madrid, heck, even, some of the real popular ones, right? Not to say that those aren't popular, but like, Manchester United. You get the gist. The point is, tokenizing that, and there's so many teams. We'll get more into it. So it mentions, how has blockchain changed the sports and entertainment spaces over the last couple of years? This is a very good question. In a way, it's kind of like an AMA, but Q&A, right? But they get right to the point, and they do a very good job of outlining. And it will all make sense. And if anything, your key takeaway from this will be, man, I have a better idea what Chiliz is all about. Anyway, it's interesting to say the least. So as I go on, it mentions, just like it says, blockchain is changing sports and entertainment space in many ways, from fan engagement, membership, ticketing, to collectibles, games, and etc. As the creator of fan tokens, we are using blockchain to build a brand new token gated on-chain membership program where fans are given a meaningful voice while competing to earn exclusive and valuable rewards provided by their favorite teams and clubs. Now, before I get more into this, I want to state this. The World Cup, okay? That's what the biggest soccer event that happens every 4 years. Or actually, maybe it happens less than that. Yeah, it is 4 years. This is going to happen in November. And if you think for a moment how all these people are attending these events on a world scale, right? The likes of Brazil, Portugal, Spain, Germany, right? I mean, let's just name a few. When these people go to these sporting events, it's a lot different than how it is here in the United States, right? Not to bash how it is in the United States, but let's face it. Just look up a YouTube video about some of these countries' soccer teams. For them, it's more than just like showing up to a sporting event. They have battle chants. It's like they're going to war. The passion behind it is unbelievable. But the point is, from our perspective, is the whole idea that you have the likes of this. Even if you're not a fan of soccer, this is huge. Is you have everybody basically talking about this as this is going on. Again, refer back to the likes of the example of crypto.com and how they absolutely killed it with the marketing. All those people showed up to the Staples Center who were not even familiar with crypto and what it was about. Maybe they showed it up there and the only crypto they ever heard of in their life was Bitcoin, right? But when they walked away from there, you better believe a lot of them were like, what is CRO? The point I'm trying to make here, as I get more into this, is on the international front, you want to talk about the adoption? This is the standout one as far as what? Sports and entertainment connected with crypto. There's going to be so many people are going to be exposed to Chiliz on the national front simply because of the World Cup. Now, it took a while for me to explain that. But if anything, look at this on top of it. So it goes on to mention, and maybe I'm reading this part over again, I apologize. As the creator of fan tokens, we are using blockchain to build a brand new token gated on fan membership program. I did read that. Where fans are given a meaningful voice while competing to earn exclusive and valuable rewards provided by their favorite teams and clubs. Again, like I mentioned, the tokenization of that. Blockchain ensures that all the poll results are transparent by decreasing the risk of tampering compared to the classical centralized voting system. Also, with the popularization of NFTs, aka non-fungible tokens, they have, I should say, also seen many sports and entertainment brands testing out their new ticketing systems or digital collectibles that are built in the form of an NFT. NFTs, especially in the format of ERC-721, ensures that every single item is unique and distinguishable, and everyone can track down the ownership of each token. That goes on to mention a little bit more. Are your users more sport and entertainment fans or crypto enthusiasts? I love this part because this is us. Whether you're a fan of soccer or not, you will recognize what? Opportunity. That's why you are even watching this video. On top of that, like it mentioned, sports fans and crypto enthusiasts are the two main components of the Chiliz community. There's also a big overlap between those two categories. Our crypto enthusiast followers are mostly active on Twitter, Telegram, and Discord. They have a strong faith in the utilization of blockchain in sports and also actively follow all the updates and progress of Chiliz chain. We also have an active user base, I'm still kind of sick, based on our exchange product of Chiliz.net, which is the first tokenized sports and entertainment exchange. Apologize. Our fan engagement platform, Socios.com, is mainly facing mainstream fans. Socios users are actively participating in all the fan activities, including polls, quizzes, and other mini-games, such as a score predictor to support their favorite teams while redeeming exclusive rewards. Guys, this is not some simple app that's boring. This is actually a simple app that is creating that type of engagement that needs to happen. This is allowing fans to have a go-to platform where they can engage not just by following, for instance, the likes of their favorite teams, by having a tokenized version of that Let's say you're a fan of Real Madrid, right? You can still follow everything that's going on with them. You simply open up this app. And even if the people choose to not get into crypto, right? They have the app. There, right there is, like we mentioned before, the actual utility. And if anything, it will entice people to maybe learn more about what Chiliz is all about. If anything, again, I cannot pound it home enough. When you have something like this that's tied into sports and entertainment and already has the utility, absolutely tremendous. We already see it. So it goes on to mention a few more things, and that is this. We also have an active user base of exchange product of Chiliz.net, which is the first tokenized sports and entertainment exchange. Our fan engagement platform, Socios.com, is mainly facing mainstream fans. Socios users are actively participating in fan activities, including polls. Like I already read that part. But my point is this. It's just that being able to open up the actual app and engaging with other fans, like rival teams, playing a game, answering a quiz. Quiz could be something like their favorite player scored so many goals or did a hat trick or you name it, right? But the whole point is that this is something that people will have access to, whether they want to use it for crypto or not, is a big win for Chiliz. It could be a big win for you if you happen to be invested into it. Again, not official financial advice. But let's go into this part. What sports brands have been the most popular with fans and why? Well, this is key. For now, the most popular brands are football teams. Again, if you live in the United States, I get it. Referring to soccer, okay? In Europe, football is the sport category that we've signed the most partners and launched the most fan tokens with. Guys, you don't understand. They get more and more and more teams almost weekly. It's crazy. Chiliz is killing it. It is also one of the biggest sports in the world that can bring fans globally together. Yeah. It's a sport that has unprecedented loyal fan base due to its powerful culture and strong legacy connection. To name a few, the big football brands we are working with is Paris Saint-Germain, Juventus, Arsenal, Manchester City, etc. You can read the whole list if you want. We are also actively building fan engagement solutions and active fan events across other sports verticals. With a global community of over 1.5 million, Socios.com is becoming more and more influential among mainstream fans. Come on, 1.5 million on that platform? Again, like I've always mentioned, that's nothing to bat an eye about. A little bit more, because I mean, this is something that to me is a big deal in regards to this Q&A. So it says, what are the current issues for sports and entertainment fans that Chiliz is solving? And I've had people actually literally ask me that, not to this exact term, but basically what this is basically saying. It says, we solve these problems for the sports industry. 1, creating an app where clubs can engage with their entire fan bases, like I mentioned before. 2, providing a new revenue stream. 3, providing clubs with business intelligence based on fan behavior to shape their industry or the strategy. So much strong utility. I mean, I'm literally listing a few things here. With crypto, like I know it's apples and oranges comparison, but let's face it. The ISOs, right? I know I'm shifting it a little bit here, but even with the ISO 222 compliant token/coins, you've heard the expressions. I've said it. Other people in our community have said it, and that is, in the future, people will go to swipe their debit card and not even realize it's tied into crypto. What about this case with Chiliz, right? People will use the app and not even realize it's tied into crypto, even though technically it says it. This is the adoption that I am talking about. I'm telling you, Chiliz is really, really going to stand out. And especially when it comes to the World Cup. Again, I get it. It might be a case of buy the rumor, sell the news, but come on, the World Cup. If it is buy a rumor, sell the news, I'm cool with that. But that also said, it mentions some of these other things, and I'm not going to read everything verbatim because I know I have read quite a bit. But what I do like is this right here. Fandom takes many different forms, but fans of the same club are all part of the same tribe. Socios.com allows sporting organizations to bring their tribes together in one place, enabling them to understand more about their entire fan bases, providing actionable insight that can inform short and long-term strategy. Again, pounding home that utility. Whether they get into crypto or not, there's value behind it. On top of that, we are using blockchain technology to build a more efficient fan base membership tool for sports organizations. In Web 2, fans can only engage with their favorite clubs passively, and feedback polls on social media can easily get hijacked, so the results are not reliable. With the utilization of blockchain, we can build a token-gated membership system, which creates a slight threshold for entry for participants, in turn making voting much more transparent and harder to manipulate. Think about that in itself. It's one thing to have people entering into these particular things, like with the app and so on. Another to actually incentivize, right? The whole idea of what? A premium membership. I personally like hearing this. This is great. On top of this, excuse me for a second. On top of this, how does blockchain technology specifically solve these issues? Well, a lot of us already know about a lot of this, but what I do like is this particular statement here. In the traditional Web 2 environment, users' data and activities are only stored in the highly centralized databases that users/other third parties are unable to access. That is not the case on Socios.com. Again, their social media platform. Although Socios.com is a centralized platform which utilizes databases to store important user information, the flow and ownership of fan tokens are recorded on a permanent ledger Chiliz chain. Yes. Top of that, again, that's just transparency. Top of that, blockchain technology is enabling us to build a more trustworthy digital membership for sports fans and their favorite teams. Every token transaction is on-chain and verifiable. They are also immutable, meaning that they cannot be edited once broadcasted. In my humble opinion, I'll just tell you flat out, I believe at some point, some other crypto project is going to do a similar model, like here in the United States, covering the 4 major sports, right? So NFL football, basketball, Major League Baseball, hockey, right? Heck, this could even be something for college basketball. Especially college football. Are you kidding me? Especially all you guys that are like Roll Tide fans and all that, the SEC. It's just a matter of time. It makes sense, right? But Chiliz is just already doing it, is what I'm trying to say. So we're almost towards the end of this, but again, I know this is a little bit longer video, but I see so many times people mention Chiliz and don't understand the backbone of what all this is. And I love the idea there was a recent Q&A that covers it. So it goes on to mention, why should more people get involved with Chiliz and the Socios.com platform? This is probably one of the best parts of the Q&A. It says fans are constantly looking for new ways to connect with their favorite brands, whether that means following them on social media or downloading their fan app. Socios is a rewards and engagement focused platform, meaning that users are rewarded for interacting with features in the app such as polls, score predictor, augmented reality. Again, augmented reality. Think about that for a second. We're always talking about Web 3. There you go. With features, such as polls, score predictor, like we mentioned. I know I skipped up the above line, but I like this part. Users receive the Socios native loyalty asset called SSU, which is Socios United. The SSU tokens can be spent in the fan rewards shop on exclusive rewards such as VIP match tickets, stadium tours, and much more. We are calling this, quote, engage to earn. Engage to earn. How many times have we heard about various different play to earn, right? Axie Infinity. What's going on with Gala? Some of these other ones, right? And I get it. Axie Infinity is a different representation, but you see the pattern here. Axie Infinity has what? For instance, their in-game currency that happens to be Smooth Love Potion, SLP, right? And the point is with this engage to earn, you have the likes of what? You have the likes of what it mentions up here, the SSU token. You can draw kind of like a correlation, but what works will also work in other platforms, hence the Chiliz platform. So I like this whole term of engage to earn. I like the concept of play to earn. Going a little bit more further, it says, we are calling this engage to earn, but using the word earn in different sense to most blockchain technology solutions. For Socios users, earning money can't buy experience at the team you've supported or your whole life is priceless. Users can also be rewarded with digital collectibles. There's so much incentivization. Probably didn't say that right. But we're incentivizing people to a massive scale, to say the least. There's so much utility. Do not pound it home enough. If you're going to invest in crypto, invest in the ones that have utility, because those will be the ones that stay around. Developers can also get involved. Chiliz Chain 2 launch is coming soon, and the Chiliz team are making a call to arms for all developers who are interested in building sports or entertainment-focused applications with the ability to utilize the huge sports and entertainment network Chiliz and Socios have built over the years. This can help utilize certain intellectual property that may not have been much harder / not possible to obtain. Developers also have the potential to tap into already existing Chiliz community. My main takeaway from that is this. I think of, for instance, that has decentralized apps written all over it. That is incentivizing what? Think about it, guys. An ecosystem. You may be thinking, how can they do an ecosystem when this is all focused on soccer? This is how it is done. Again, think of upside potential. And we're in a bear market, and this thing is done well. I'm telling you, you're going to hear more and more about Chiliz. Says, why are Chiliz excited to partner with Wirex? Now, let's give Wirex credit. I myself have researched Wirex in the past. I wasn't completely sold on it. But that doesn't mean I'm not a fan, and it doesn't mean I won't get into it. But for now, I will give credit where credit's due. So, why are Chiliz excited to partner with Wirex? Again, of course, Wirex wrote this piece, so we should give him credit in that regard. Wirex has a massive user base across multiple countries. Partnering with Wirex gives more accessibility to Chiliz tokens worldwide and provides an alternative choice for the existing Chiliz holders to store their Chiliz. Wirex card users can spend their cryptocurrencies from the card directly and can even get up to 8% of the crypto back. Besides, hold your Chiliz and Wirex X accounts and earn up to 16% APY. Wow, that might just have got me to get into Wirex. That's a nice incentive. And you consistently see the outline of what? Incentives. It's all over the place. Now listen to this. What are the benefits of holding Chiliz tokens? I actually do get asked this. I think of the other day, maybe 2 days ago. So it goes on to mention, currently many exchanges platforms provide an APY for users to stake the Chiliz. On Wirex accounts, you can enjoy up to 16% APY by holding Chiliz. Now again, I will state this. I don't know how long that is going to be available for. I don't know if that is a fixed price. It could be flexible. Like I always stated before, do your own research. Now it goes on to mention, the launch of the Chiliz Chain 2.0 mainnet is scheduled for the end of this year. It will see Chiliz will become the native token / gas token for the network. The launch of the new chain will also enable staking for validators to secure the network. Delegators will be able to delegate Chiliz tokens to enjoy a shared percentage of tokens with the validators as a reward for network security. Where do you see Chiliz in the future years' time? That's a great question. We believe we will witness Chiliz Chain 2.0 grow to a leading blockchain for sports and entertainment IPs and Web3 fan-focused application. It's just that. It's going to be the premier leader for sports and entertainment. Hence why I will always say that this, in my humble opinion, is the ESPN of crypto. For fan tokens, we will continue to see the whole ecosystem grow bigger as token gated memberships become more and more common as a solution for fan engagement and ways for fans to engage with their favorite brands digitally, all while brands receive and learn from the desires of their fans. Again, it's the teams, it's the fans, it's social media, it's a whole grocery list of what? Receiving and learning the desires of the fans. Even if a person wasn't even into crypto, they could see how awesome the app is. So, last but not least, what's one interesting fact about the brand or token that we might not know? Well, any great crypto project has a detailed white paper. At least they should, right? So it goes on to mention here, our initial white paper was written as a solution for fan engagement in esports. However, we quickly pivoted to encompass multiple sports and entertainment verticals as we realized the esports market size was not big enough for such a membership program. My goodness. Before Chiliz Chz was born, our CEO worked on increasing fan engagement in poker, of all things, by changing the way people play/watch. That said, everybody, I know this was a little bit of a long video in regards to Chiliz, but if anything, I wanted to go into more further detail because you guys already had a preview about it on the live show in regards to Chiliz. Of course, like anything, I will always state this: it's not financial advice, but if anything, do more of your own research, not just a Q&A. Maybe read a little bit more on the white paper. If you're sold on it, well then, great. I'm not really trying to sell anybody on anything. I'm not getting paid to do any of this. But with that said, that is actually the latest on what's going on with Chiliz. And I will say this and I'll say it again. Be on the lookout for Chiliz, especially on the run-up week for the World Cup. And of course, during the World Cup, more and more people who are simply going to be at these events will be exposed to the likes of Chiliz. There will be various booths all over these stadiums. The marketing, you may even see, if you happen to watch the World Cup, an actual logo for Chiliz pop up. Think about it, it just makes sense. Similar to what you saw, for instance, like with NBA game, Crypto.com, listed on the basketball court. Crypto.com on a 76ers uniform. Crypto.com on various commercials before, during, after these games. On top of that, you may not see it here in the United States, but you may very well, if you happen to live over there, will see a Chiliz commercial before, during, after some of these World Cup events on an international front. With that said, everybody, thanks for watching this very detailed, let's face it, long video on Chiliz. Like, comment, subscribe if you haven't done so already. Last but not least, check out our live show, the Max and Larry Show, for Crypto Talk Now. Crypto Talk Now is on 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific, and also at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. Thanks again, everybody. You all have a blessed day, and we'll see you on the next one.